guess it is what it is, nigga. I guess it is what it is, nigga. Yeah, I guess it is what it is, nigga. That's right. I guess it is what it is, nigga. I see these niggas.
With South Carolina artists, a lot of artists have taken their music outside of South Carolina, and that's really what you have to do. The two streets that everyone has to work now, digital and physical. The internet is where you really want to be. A lot of people want to get played on the radio and then not have any CDs in the stores or something online for sale. That's not going to work, because this is 99% business. It's all about business. I mean, we know that from the way that music sounds now. It's not a lot of great music on the radio. There's a lot of, the beats are hot, but the lyrics really are whack. But it's business behind those songs. You see what I mean? So we got great music in South Carolina. That's just the only thing missing, is that business side. And it's not that people aren't doing their thing as far as promoting themselves, but they got to promote away from South Carolina. Then it comes back. It's kind of like a boomerang effect. So iTunes, all the other outlets to sell music, put it on the internet and watch it come back, and then travel, promote away from South Carolina. Then it comes back to South Carolina. Working in radio for 21 years, 22 years, going on 23, and being an artist and a DJ and a producer, but what they have to understand is the local DJs, they do not control the radio stations. The radio stations are owned in the 90s and on back. They were owned by, come the 90s and on back, the radio stations were owned by individual families and companies. Now it's big corporations like Clear Channel and Westinghouse and CBS and Radio One. They own a cluster of all the stations. So if one local DJ can play you on the air but only on the mix show, but the radio station won't add your music, you have to really understand it's not up to that local station. They have a big parent company. It's kind of like the Walmart in Columbia on Forest Drive may have something different going on from the one on Garners Ferry Road. But that's because their corporate office, wherever that is, says this is what you're going to do and this is what you're going to do. It has nothing to do with the DJs locally. Now, in part with that, though, for the DJs that do have an ability to support that don't, you're still going to have, because that's just something you have to deal with. Sorry to say it, but there are some people that are kind of got the big heads with this business, Okay. Nevertheless, I tell the artists, that's why I say radio is the last thing you want anyway. Push on the internet. Always give the DJs your music anyway, because two things happen. When the record blows up, they're going to have to play it anyway. And for the ones that do get on in the beginning, then you show them love, and never disrespect any DJ. If they honestly tell you, like, people have asked me, Prince Ice, can you play my song on the air? I said, well, honestly, right now they got a playlist going on at certain stations, so no, I can't. But I can play it in the clubs. I can put it on. South Carolina is really a melting pot. You have everybody from New York, New Jersey, Philly. You have so many up north people here, and then everybody that is from the South. And anybody that's lived in South Carolina for 20 years or more knows that South Carolina has a mix of everything. It's a lot of people, because it's a military and college state. So you got people from the West, overseas, and all over. So you go to a party, you're hearing reggae, calypso, and Gucci Mane and Waka Flocka and all that. So the sound that South Carolina has is a real universal. The biggest thing that happens in South Carolina. We've seen it on the internet with the recent videos of artists so-called getting beat up, and then people rejoicing over it. That's the dumbest thing in the world. That's not smart. That's not something you shouldn't. That no one should be happy that happened. Anyone that's happy that happened, they really are against South Carolina moving forward, even if they're from here. Because one thing that my radio career will go down as is I've always supported independent artists from South Carolina, and not half supported whatever, or just told people, hey, I can do this, but I can't do this. And so South Carolina has to first show love to itself. And like when you asked the question about other places having their identity, that's why Atlanta has an identity, and Texas has an identity, and remember Florida had an identity, because when Luke came out back in the day, they supported it from every end of Florida, from Jacksonville to Miami, and anything that popped in Georgia, from Macon to Augusta, and in Atlanta, they supported it if it was good. So what South Carolina has to do is just support. There's tons of great artists out here. It's just the support back for those artists, rather than everyone trying to stop each other and saying, well, I'm the best in South Carolina, no, I'm the best, and no, I'm the best. You can be one of the best, but doing South Carolina supports itself, that's when South Carolina will start getting, because see, an identity is really people recognizing that you got something going on. That's where it starts. Then they recognize what you're about. South Carolina have to be careful of doing is being clicked up. What I mean by that is not having your own clique per se, but if this DJ plays you, but this DJ can't play you, then you only click up with that DJ. Example, I'll go ahead and say it. This artist gets played a lot on Hot 103.9, but the other station won't play it, and vice versa, servicing all the DJs, not at both stations, and the DJs in the clubs and on the street. Even the DJ that's not on radio is most important. That's the most important DJ, because a DJ that's doing parties and in the club and in the streets and making mixtapes, that's where everybody is.